So this is going to be quite a change of pace from the previous video. Sorry about that. I didn't realize how dark it was going to get, but we got a bunch of sports stories, okay, and athletes sticking up for what they think is correct, okay, or at least kind of vague allusions to it. And then we got another scandal involving an owner of an NBA franchise. Just go ahead and stop me if you've heard this story before that involves homophobia and racism. I'm sure that those are legitimate claims too. But anyways, first we got here a reporter, okay? Allison Williams. I think we talked about her before on the site. I know I've looked at the story a couple of different times. Her and her husband were looking to, I don't know, have another kid or add to their family. I don't know if they're starting out with just one kid or they're going for two or they're trying for 8. I don't know. But ESPN had a jab mandate there. She said, yeah, no, I'm going to peace out after that. And then she had some real spicy takes afterwards saying that it was morally reprehensible and that she would just, you know what, focus on getting fucked for the next, I don't know, fucking year and change. Who knows? But yeah, she got picked up by Ben Shapiro's outlet, okay, the Daily Wire. And it's like, oh, okay, nothing like striking while the iron's hot, but at the same time, I do appreciate it. I just didn't expect the Daily Wire to be expanding into the realm of sports coverage, mostly because it's Ben Shapiro, okay? Unless Fisher-Price starts sponsoring rims for basketball games, I don't really quite think it's really his scope of coverage, but hey, if they're going to start expanding in that direction, that's fucking dope, okay? You need more level-minded people. I don't really like neocons, so it's like you're doing something good, but then at the same time, it's like, you could do without the Bushite take on things, but hey man, somebody who stood up for what they believe in is getting rewarded for it, and you'll love to see it. Daily Wire editor emeritus Ben Shapiro announced on a show Friday that the company has signed former ESPN sports reporter Allison Williams to lead a special sports series that will be available exclusively for Daily Wire members. Cool. I guess that kind of makes sense. It's like, yeah, if she was attempting to or trying to or wanting to or thinking about getting pregnant, why would you have her with full-time coverage? But if you're going to be doing a special sports series, a select run of things, a little mini series of sorts, that would make a lot more sense. And I think that that'd be the best way to just kind of gauge what the audience of the Daily Wire wants to go with. So, hey, fucking good on them. A little Jew knows something. As the Daily Wire previously reported, Williams left her post as a college basketball and football reporter for ESPN last Friday after being sidelined in September for refusing to get the jab. The Daily Wire is one of America's fastest growing media companies, and I am thrilled and honored to join them. Oh no, this is Allison. Okay, it's not Ben. I am proud to be a part of a company that fights for our rights, and I cannot wait to bring in agenda-free sports reporting to the Daily Wire's members and millions of followers, Williams said in a statement. Leaving ESPN was one of the most difficult decisions of my career, but it is the right thing to do. I respect people who choose to get the COVID-19 vaccine, but it was not the appropriate medical decision for me at this time. No, it's safe and effective for pregnant... Yeah, we know. No one should be forced to choose between their livelihood and the freedom to make their own healthcare choices. It's simply un-American. I'm sorry, fact check the FDA and the CDC and the NIA, or the whatever, Fauci's fucking mouthpiece. They all said that right to choose is anti-science and anti-vax. While the CDC encourages all people, including women, trying to become pregnant to get vaccinated. Williams said that she chose not to receive it after consulting with her doctor, who is another clearly one of those white lab coats that doesn't follow the science. Throughout our family planning with our doctor as well as a fertility specialist. All this sounds so retarded, but I guess the older broad's got to do that because way back when, cavemen and women with those hairy disasters below their waist, they would just bang them together, and that's how we all eventually got here. I know, right? History lessons with Dawn. It was like, now we need fertility doctors, and we need you to piss on a strip, and it's the sun and the moon and the tides all need to be in proper confluence. And it's like, okay, just, I don't know, pump, squirt, see what happens. Let cook for about 36 degrees for 9 months and see what happens. But that's awesome, man. I'm glad that she's got a gig. I'd be interested to see what the hell she's actually gonna do for the short series, because hey, a good sports documentary is always a fun thing to watch. So I wish her nothing but the best, and Daily Wire the same thing. We're just gonna stick with them for coverage. This has nothing to do with them, but we're gonna talk about Enes Kanter again, who I don't know. I don't know why that fucking video took off. Relatively for my channel, of course. But yeah, he wasn't done. Okay, so he was calling out Xi for Tibet suppression, right? Or maybe it's not. Somebody posted some shit and I don't know, fucking went off on a batshit crazy direction. But I think here's something that we can all agree on. The suppression of the Uyghurs, the Uyghur Muslims, those death camps, concentration camps, re-education camps, whatever the fuck you want to call them. But people are getting raped. They're getting their organs harvested. So summer camp doesn't necessarily seem like the proper description. But Enes Kanter doubles down, calls on heartless dictator of China to free the people to free the Uyghur people, sorry. And he's got free Uyghur Chuck Taylors. The high irony of that would be is if those aren't like special made in the country, good chance that a Uyghur would have probably put some stitches on those. Boston Celtics center Enes Kanter made waves on Wednesday when he called out the Chinese Communist Party the leader of the Chinese Communist Party, a brutal dictator, as he advocated for the independence of Tibet. The reaction in communist China was swift. Yeah, take it down! Take it all down! And they did. Cutting the live feed of the Celtics Knicks. I didn't know it was live when they took it off. All it was like it was posted, and then some shit came out, and then it wasn't posted anymore on Tencent's streaming service. On Thursday, future Celtics games were marked as unavailable to be live streamed, according to the New York Times. I wonder why. Now, Kanter is doubling down. On Friday, Kanter turned his attention to the plight of Uyghur Muslims in China, calling on Chinese government to stop the genocide of the Uyghur people. Right now, I speak this message: torture, rape, forced abortions, sterilizations. This guy has done his homework. Family separations, arbitrary detentions, concentration camps, political re-education, forced labor, Kanter said. This is all happening right now for the more than 1.8 million Uyghurs in the Xinjiang region of the northwest China. Where's the lie? Uyghurs are a Turkish Muslim ethnic group native to the Uyghur region, Kanter continued. The Chinese government has been taking sweeping measures to crack down on the Uyghur people, simply because they embrace their own religion, their own culture, language, history, and identity. Oh, China doesn't do that to specific groups of people. God, no. It definitely doesn't have a long history of doing that ever. Like, come on now. You're just making this up. That's misinformation. We're going to take down your Twitter account. The Uyghur region has become an open-air prison and surveillance state where freedoms are non-existent for the Uyghur people, and where you can also film the live-action Mulan. Thanks, Xinjiang province. Kanter also mentioned the presence of Kazakhs, Tajiks, and other Muslim groups in Chinese concentration camps. Different ones, though, obviously. Kanter, who is from Turkey, called out various leaders of Muslim countries who are staying silent because they're getting bought and paid for. It is so disappointing that the government and leaders of Muslim-majority countries are staying silent while my Muslim brothers and sisters... the last time I heard that rhetoric, it was coming out of a minister, Justin Trudeau... liberal government, and they were talking about specific types of Muslims in Afghanistan. You know, the guys with the ticking turbans. Oh, this kind of sucks, just trying to, get back into him finishing up the statement by saying, yeah, they're getting raped, killed, and tortured. Yeah. Oh, well. Not always a smooth transition. Kanter specifically called out Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan, Saudi Arabian Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. He's too busy beheading journalists. And the de facto ruler of the United Arab Emirates, Mohammed bin Zayed, and Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi. Yo, your claims are going to fall on fucking deaf ears, my dude. But it is shameful and sad how you've decided to prioritize money and business with China over human rights. Says the NBA center, you call yourself Muslims, but you are just using that for show. You simply do not care about people. Kanter also called on Muslim athletes to speak out for human rights. Oh, fuck, like that's going to happen. Inflicted by the CCP, asking them why they haven't chosen to speak out for the Uyghur people. Oh, he did. Okay, I was thinking about that. Why are you staying silent? Mohammed Salah. I don't know who that is. Maybe I should. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Yeah. No, he's too busy telling everybody to get the jab. Otherwise, we're going to hold you down and fucking give it to you. Amir Khan. I've heard that name before. Say something. Do something. Speak up. Your silence and your inaction is complicit. Now, in all honesty, I would be highly hypocritical if I didn't point out This is an athlete talking about politics, using his platform for partisan issues. We call this shit out all the time whenever athletes talk about Black Lives Matter and other social justice talking points. So it's the other side of the same coin, but these are the same claims you can make about the other side. Sort of. Kanter's clearly done his homework on the situation. And listen, I'm not disparaging him at all. He's 100% on point, and I agree with everything he's saying. But we used to live in a time, okay? And don't worry, don't take this one too seriously. We used to live in a time where it was a shut up and dribble society, okay? You saved your politics, you saved everything for your own personal conversations, okay? Remember Michael Jordan, speaking about the Jordan brand, Republicans buy shoes too? Well, these are all talking points from the fucking 90s and the early 2000s. All of that shit is far fucking gone, okay? You can thank LeBron James specifically for that one, okay? He was the one who showed up in the, what was that, I Can't Breathe? I forget which fucking farce that one was. Was that Trayvon Martin? He was the one who broke the contract, so guess what? It's fair fucking play. Good for Kanter. It's not even because he, you know what, I momentarily resuscitated this fucking dying channel. Anyways, we got to talk about somebody else who's standing up, at least kind of, sort of, for what they believe in. Okay, Novak Djokovic, he's the #1 tennis player, okay? And if this is in fact the case, and I love his statements on this, okay, don't get me wrong, but if he's willing, okay, the #1 tennis player in the world right now, and one of the greatest of all time, is willing to walk away from attending a major just to hold true to his principles, that's a big fucking W on this side. Novak Djokovic's impressive record at the Australian Open could be in danger after the state's officials announced Wednesday that any tennis player and any athlete really wanting to compete in the Grand Slam must be fully vaccinated. Minister of Immigration Alex Hawke, well, he's not coming to live there, told the Australian Broadcasting Corporation Radio that participants will need both doses of the vaccine to be eligible to participate. The Australian Open is January 24th, a measure that applies to anyone trying to enter the country. Yep. You will need to be double vaccinated to visit Australia. That's a universal application, not just tennis players. I mean that every visitor to Australia will need to be double vaccinated because it works and cases aren't spiking at all. Djokovic has won 9 titles at the at the Australian Open. The last time he played was the US Open in mid-September, including the last 3. So he's kind of on a run, and he kind of dominates the Aussie Open. Told local Serbian media on Monday that he will have to wait and see what the rules for the tournament can be to make a decision to attend or not. Oh, don't worry, the Australian government is very, very, very good at making sure that nobody, at least the population, doesn't make their own decisions, and they've already figured out what they have in store for January, so I'm really going to have to update my COOF fucking list name on here, because I used to have the end date of 2022, but yeah, highly fucking unlikely at this point. What if more people start standing up against this, okay? He declined to reveal his vaccination status, but seemed passionate about privacy regarding his decision. That's exactly what Kyrie Irving did. Which again, a lot of problems with him. But not on this situation. Absolutely not. Here's Djokovic's statement. I will not reveal my status, whether I have been vaccinated or not. It's a private matter and an inappropriate inquiry. Yeah, and in certain countries in the world, it's in fact an enshrined right that you don't have to give over your medical information. People go too far these days in taking the liberty to ask questions and judge a person. Well, whatever you say, yes, no, maybe, I'm thinking about it, they will take advantage. Fucking A right. With the possibility of the sport's biggest name missing out on the event, at least the most successful right now. You could argue Nadal and Federer right up there, but the youngest at the top of his game of those 3, of that crew of guys, yeah, definitely, without a doubt. Hawke kept to his message. I don't have a message to Novak. I have a message to everybody that wishes to visit Australia. And you can also hear the people in the background from Australia. It's like, stay away, it's not worth coming here. He'll need to get double vaccinated, and by the time he comes over here, he's gonna need a booster. Because that's the science over here. Call that a racket, I'll show you a racket. Now we got Donald oh god damn it. Sons deny racism, sexism allegations against team owner. Yeah, I'm sure this is definitely 100% the case in a post-Donald Sterling world. I'm definitely sure about that one. And even that case, okay? One of these slow news days, we're going to have to go back and take a look at that case because I remember watching that press conference when Nosferatu, Adam Silver walked up to the podium and said, he's going to have to lose his franchise and we're going to fine him. And we're going to make him sell the franchise. He ended up making like billions of dollars selling it off to Steve Ballmer, but that's not the point. Those were the fucking phone calls between him and his whore or whatever. Like I said, once shit slows down and if there's a demand for it, I'll definitely take a look at that because that was, Jesus Christ, like 10 years ago at this point? That's been a minute. Oh my God. No, I don't think he was on the team at that time. I was just thinking, it's like Chris Paul played for the Clippers, and I think that was the offseason where the NBA still had control of the Clippers. Now these revelations, or the allegations, baseless fucking allegations, well, imagine that, are coming out for the team that he plays for right now. That dude is bad fucking luck, okay? Now, Phoenix Suns released a statement regarding a potential media investigation into the workplace culture of the franchise. Denying that the organization or owner Robert Sarver has a history of racism or sexism. What does that even mean? Oh, he's white, therefore... Oh, fuck off. The statement said Friday said the organization is aware that ESPN is working on a story accusing the organization of misconduct on a variety of topics. I'm sure. The Suns responded by saying they were completely baseless claims. I would have to think so. It's probably going to be somebody in a fucking dark room in a corner. I worked for the Suns and they were mean to me. And it's like, yeah, some coffee fetcher trying to make a name for themselves and cash out. That's always, okay, maybe not every fucking time, but at least 90% of these goddamn cases end up being just absolute jokes. So this is probably the exact same scenario. And documentary evidence in our possession and eyewitness accounts directly contradict the reporter's accusations, and we are preparing our response to his questions. All right, Sarver, a Phoenix businessman, has owned the Suns since 2004. All right, Suns general manager James Jones, who is black. I couldn't tell by the picture. Thanks for clearing that up. Said in the team's response, none of what's been said describes Robert Sarver I know, respect, and like. It just doesn't. Oh no, well what are those allegations? We need to get to that. The potential investigation came to light Friday when the league analyst Jordan Schultz posted a message on social media that said the league was preparing a massive story. Oh, okay. And that there is enough evidence to support such claims. I'm sure, probably listen and believe evidence, whatever. There's a real chance the league would forcibly remove Sarver. It sounds like somebody's just trying to hype up his own story. And odd timing too, especially with the Gruden emails coming out there and one of your guys' own at ESPN getting fucking caught up in that big jig. I'm just saying, very convenient timing. Sarver and the Suns responded in a lengthy statement, and the 59-year-old Sarver also owns the WNBA's Phoenix Mercury. Okay, so he's 1 for 2. Well, I can't begin to know how to respond to some vague suggestions made by mostly anonymous voices. No shit. I can certainly tell you that some of the claims I find completely repugnant to my nature and the character of the Suns Mercury workplace, and I tell you they never ever happened. I don't know what you're accusing me of, but I know it didn't happen. All right. You took a shit this morning. Fuck. Got me. And I was like, okay. You know you respond to this shit? You just win basketball games, and the Phoenix Suns are a hell of a good team. But then again, depending on how stupid some of those players are, could end up falling on his sword for this one. It is the NBA after all. But yeah, that's a big old sports roundup. Boy, we covered a lot of topics there, but I forget what's even coming out tomorrow, but it's all recorded and it's all going up 3:34, 4:30. So stay tuned for that if you care. Otherwise, we'll catch you live on Monday. Oh, live-ish, recorded on the day. How about that? Thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.